Hello. Well, I've been putting this conversation off, but I guess I have to have it. I have to let y'all all know something. As some of you might have already seen, there's a GoFundMe out there. There is, I think there's shirts being made. There's lots of stuff being done. I have found out that I have stage 5 breast cancer. It is called IDC. It is invasive ductal carcinoma, and it is not good. But I've apparently had it a while. I noticed a discharge in like 2017 or 18, and I called the doctor. The doctor said it's probably just infection. Send me some antibiotics. Cool. Well, then last July, I think, I noticed just a lump. And now, mind you, I've got an indention in one side anyway, but never thought nothing of that. Just blew it off. And so I noticed a lump. So I told the doctor during my physical, "Did you check it?" And they checked it. "Oh, just some fatty fibroid tissue. Don't worry about it." Because, they see me, because I'm a petite gal, and they see me and they think, "Oh, yeah, it's fatty tissue." I said, "Okay," so don't worry about it. No, don't worry about it. Okay. But you probably should go ahead and have a mammogram, just a screening whenever you're ready. Okay. Well, come August, I noticed it even more. It was getting more prominent. I could feel it harder. And I could feel more than one. So I told him again, something's going on. And he said, "Well, if you feel like it, I'm pretty sure it's just fatty fibroid tissue, because they get hard. They'll just do that. It could be from an injury, it could be anything." So I still wasn't taking nothing serious. Well, the end of September, it was hurting. If I touched it, it would hurt. And it was right here. I'm not going to pull it all out. That's all bruised up right now. But it was a knot. You could see it when I laid down. You could feel it. The two of them. And so I told him, I Googled it, because that's what we do. I Googled it and saw 3D imaging, like a 3D thing, like they do the babies. So I went and I called him, said I needed a 3D diagnostic done. "Oh, okay, well, you'll need a referral." "Okay, get me a referral." So we tried. My first appointment they could get me in was like the very end of December, and I couldn't make it. I don't remember what came up. And then my next one was in January, and I had got COVID, so I was sick, couldn't make it. And then after that, the third one, I didn't have a ride to it. Another weather was bad, the third one. And so before I could get to the fourth one, I ended up in the ER because I fractured 2 ribs twisting to get a pillow. I've rode 4-wheelers and 3-wheelers and wrecked everything and never broke a bone. But I twist this way to get a pillow, and I heard the crack and I couldn't breathe. It's like, oh. So I go in the ER, and I go to the Highland Park ER, and he does the exam, and he says, "I'm going to put you in a CT scan. I just want to exam." So we do that, and then I'm sitting there waiting. He comes in, he asks me who my specialist is. I'm like, "For what?" "It's a fractured rib, I think." He says, "No." And he takes me to the other room. He shows me the 5 tumors that you could see. So, 2 of them are called pulses. They're right here. And then they're like they're all connected to each other because they go through the ductal system. And then I've got little tiny ones all over. It's like a little light show when you look at it. So, I was just, "What is that?" And he says, "Well, there's a list of what it could be." And he went down the list. Wasn't a fatty tissue. Wasn't a fibroid. It wasn't a injury from an accident. it was a cancer tumor. And so I'm like, okay. I've got an appointment on Thursday, and he asked me where it was at. And he got on the phone, called somebody. I guess I went to Solis, which is amazing. If y'all need to go to Solis, because they do like your, if you go in for the 3D, they do your 3D, and you go sit in the waiting room, and then they'll take you in for the sonogram if you need the sonogram. And so it's all right then, and then they tell you everything. And so he called over there and told them to make sure they did focused on this area and check the lymph nodes. And I mean, he was real, serious. He said, you get this done this week, don't you miss it. You go get it done. And so he gave me a DVD of the CT scan where you could see as it showed it coming through. They just went bam, 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 bam. And it was weird looking at it. It was like, how have we missed this? So, well, I haven't had a mammogram since I was 43. Now I'll be 55 this year. So, if y'all girls haven't had your mammogram, go get it. Because they put me back in to look at a little tiny dot. Because they said that, that's how it starts, calcium deposits or whatever. And then they go and look at them to see if they're cancerous. So, I go to the mammogram. My daughter goes with me, and she's standing there. They put her in the corner where she wouldn't be right the radiation. And she's just like, I said, what? And she said, they're bigger than what we saw on the CT scan. And I said, well, that means a different view, I guess. So then they take us out of there, and they put us in the waiting room. And they said, we're going to do a sonogram. If some we're concerned about, we're going to do a sonogram on these two. Okay. So they're all looking at it. They come back. I'm looking at it. I was like, golly. And so the lady goes, I'm going to get you biopsies. I need to biopsy 2 of them. And I'm going to get you in the next available spot. Okay. So I go in there, and the lady sets me up, and they're all talking real soft and calm to me now. This real soft voice, and you want to go this time? I'm thinking, okay. So the next morning, I have messages from my primary care with all these referrals, and I'm like, do you know something I don't know? Because they didn't tell me anything. They just come back for the biopsy. He says, you didn't go over the results? No, that's probably what you're supposed to be doing. But, you did tell me it was a fatty tissue. It wasn't. So, I go back for the biopsy. And when I tell you, they give you this little tiny needle. And then she says, you're going to feel a little pressure. First of all, she pulls this thing out. She's like, look at this. It's this big old, it looks like the Cajun injector at Thanksgiving, because they've taken it slides in, it's hollow, and it pulls out what they need. And then at the end of that, they put a little marker in there, drops a little tag. I asked them if I was getting chipped, so if I get lost, y'all can scan me, and I found, yay. But that's not what it was. They didn't find that humorous. Before they did the biopsy, this lady was asking me all these questions, and, what do I have any questions for you? Do I need to ask me anything? I'm like, no. I said, I've been talking to my friends about it, and I'm thinking it's probably going to be a stage 2 or 3 because it's so big. I've had it for probably so long. And she said, oh, do you talk to your doctor? You ever talk to anybody? I'm like, no. So she leaves. Well, she left all this stuff laying on the counter. I didn't go look at it because I don't know what doctor's writings are. So I'm in there, and I have to go to the bathroom, so I go to the bathroom. And I passed them in the hall, and then her and the other doctor talking. And I said, everything okay? I said, I'm going to the bathroom. I pee a lot. And so I come back, and they're ready to do the biopsy. And the doctor's talking to me, and she's like, what all have you asked? What questions do you have for me? What have they answered? What have they told you? I said, nothing. Nothing at all. Just gave me references for breast surgeons and oncologists and all this stuff. She said, well, that's good, because you need that. Okay. And so she whips out that turkey baster thing, or the turkey injector, and she gave me the shot. But I felt the first one. It's a spring action. So you hear this pop, and it takes it out. She did it 4 times on the first one, and I didn't feel nothing after the first one. The first shot. The first shot was like, oh, but and then I think she did 3 and 4 on the bottom one. But I'm looking up on the screen, and it looks like the little germ monster from Mucinex. I'm like, what is that? She says, that's your tumor. That's the biggest one. And she said, that big thing in between, she says, that's a vein. So it's got its own vein going through. It's moved in. It's part of your body. You've got two big ones, and then there's little ones after it. And they're just breaking off into more. We don't see it in your lymph nodes yet, but we see that it's in your bloodstream. And you've probably had this a while. So, okay. But it needs to get out of you. So I'm going to recommend that they remove it. Remove your breast. I would do a double mastectomy because it could transfer over real quick. But you need to do it pretty soon. Okay. And she says, because yeah, that's cancer. I've been doing this for 18 years. That's cancer. I can tell you that before I look at the biopsy. All right. So she leaves the room, and the other nurse says, "Did you look at the paperwork when I left earlier?" I said, "No." And she says, "Well, we'd been talking earlier about stage 4, how it's terminal. You don't bring it back from that." And she says, "Well, when you said that, I knew you didn't know. And we noticed that you had asked for a copy of all your records. And so we figured we might ought to tell you because you aren't going to want to just read that from the piece of paper. But she put you down on your first mammogram at stage 5. So I believe I haven't got to talk to an oncologist, but because of the size of the tumor and because it's in my bloodstream and how old it is, it's probably about 6 years, if not more, that's why it's stage 5. Now, there's still been people that have beat it. There's still been people that deal with it the rest of their lives. There's been people that, they don't make it a couple months. But I haven't had any symptoms. I wasn't sick. I wasn't feeling bad. I felt these knots. So, I'm not giving up yet, but, it's scary. It's like a eye-opener. Damn, here. One day I'm doing this, next day, guess what you gotta do? You get your boobs cut off. Okay. You're right there. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. I'll probably have a grieving party. Can I have a funeral for him? I don't know. But I'm not strong for this kind of stuff. It's like I'm panicking over every little thing. And I'm worried, about stuff that could happen after I'm gone, which I can't do nothing about. But that doesn't matter. You don't think about that. You don't think about, okay, great. So what do we have for dinner? No, you may not make it dinner. That's not it. But yeah, I've got pretty good insurance. I've got that covers most of it. But I had that $9,000 deductible that it got knocked out the first trip, but you still got to pay for that. And don't know. Luckily, I have my own business, so we could do when the projects start or whatever. I can kind of tell people to do what to do from the hotel or from the house or whatever. Luckily we're getting the surgery over with first, so I don't have to stop what I'm doing to go have surgery. So I'll get the surgery over with, and then do the chemo and do the radiation for however long. But if y'all haven't had one, please go get one. The screening, I believe, most preventative is free. Mine is. Don't wait the last minute, because this is scary. It's very scary. But I appreciate y'all. If you have any questions, let me know. And thank you for your support. Thank you for being there. Thank you for listening to me. I love y'all. See you later.